Hey, 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 good morning. Hi, everyone. All right, so it's House Sitter Season Part 2. So we're going to just do a Q&A today. We're going to talk about house sitting and answer whatever questions you have that we can get through this morning. I hope that you guys are doing well. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay, good morning, Montine. Good morning, Patrice. Good morning, Fab Faith Life. This is Tanya, right? I think Tanya. Hi. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, JB. Good morning, Debbie. I don't have things set up right. Let me get myself together. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Shelly Aaron. Good morning, Janella. Good morning, Lucille. All right. So we're going to do a house sitting Q&A and then just chat for a little bit and then we'll go. Also, house sitting Q&A, we'll chat. We also need to plan a 100K subscriber party, right? Talk about what we want to do when we hit the 100K number. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. We've had some heavy topics, so we're going to do a couple fun ones back to back. We had we had fun with the Caribbean panel last week. Thank you, friends, for doing that. Zoe, Clarice, Jamila, thank you very much. I didn't know at the time. Thank you, Simi. I didn't know at the time that my internet couldn't handle a four-piece. I didn't know at the time that my internet just couldn't handle all four of us. So we might have to do that again another time. But that was fun. If you weren't here last week, we talked with Clarice, who moved from Mississippi to Jamaica. We talked with Zoe, who moved from England. I don't know. I can never remember if she lived in London proper, but I think she did. She moved from London to Grenada. And we talked to Jamila, who moved from, I think, Washington, D.C. to Barbados. And then me, who is in Curacao. I couldn't answer a whole lot of Curacao questions, but I did my best. so, so that was super fun. But my internet couldn't handle it. Bayesian Brit says Barbados one, of course. Hello, Bayesian Brit. I think it opened my eyes to more of the Caribbean. As we know, I have been slow to the Caribbean thought process, right? Slow to the thought process that the Caribbean is a good choice for me. So that was helpful. It was very helpful that way. I did Jamaica a disservice. Sorry, Clarice. I did Jamaica a disservice by not getting to the things that Jamaica would shine on, right? When we start talking about fun and culture and food, those are aspects that Jamaica would have taken the prize on. And we just didn't get there because I was busy asking my own self-serving questions. So, and I don't have fun. I don't do things. And so that's why Jamaica didn't do as well as they would have done if we had gotten to that part of the conversation. So we'll need to do a part two. I think we'll need to do a part two. This is me on the internet bullying them into a part two of the video, but I hope that I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Okay, Simi says she loved it last week. I'm glad. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, so thanks for the compliments. You guys always give me such good compliments. I'm feeling good, Life in the Caribbean, what can I complain about? I need to wash my hair. And so this is what happens when I'm like, you know how it's, you know how your hair looks good when you want to wash it? You're like, well, I can't wash it now. I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Hi, Tracy. I saw the Yarbroughs give Stephanie a shout out about House Sitter School. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that. I've never talked to them or met them or anything, so I didn't know. That's very nice. Okay, good. Then it's good timing. It's good timing then. It's time to talk house sitting. Good morning, Professor LCH. Okay, I think if you said good morning and I've seen it, I think I've said good morning to you. So good morning, everyone. Let's see. Connie Perry lately has been doing things on Saturdays. Oh, good morning. Hi, Mom. My mom is here. Hi, Mom. All right. So she's like got things to do, right? She's outliving her life, but she's here today. Hey, Mom. Okay. Yeah, so let's get into the house sitting talk. If you have house sitting questions, ask them now. And we'll move into talking about whatever. Right, really. Like I got 90 minutes, so we'll see what happens. All right. Jasmine LaFleur, my very first live. Thank you so much for all you do, Stephanie. I've been listening to you for weeks now. Aw, and there have been several major changes in my life. I have Libria's bundle. Okay, Libria's bundle is the remote ready bundle. If you're looking to make major changes in your life, like getting a remote job so that you can be anywhere in the world at any given time, and we mean a fully remote job, a job where they don't care where you are in the world, the Remote Ready Bundle is the move. The move. Get the Remote Ready Bundle. Let me get the link, okay? So there is the Remote Ready Bundle. The link to the Remote Ready Bundle is in the Work From Anywhere toolkit, which is a toolkit that Rashida and I put together. So let me give you the link to the toolkit so that you can get your Remote Ready Bundle while we finish reading Jasmine's comment. Okay, I've linked to that in the description. Okay, let me get back up here. All right, so Jasmine says, I can't get enough, looking forward. Okay, thank you very much, Jasmine. Also, this is what I thought I saw. Okay, got my first house sit / pet sit tomorrow, thanks to your guidance with trusted house sitters. Congratulations, Jasmine. All right, so do you want to tell us where it is? Is it a local house sit? Is it an exotic, far away house sit? Hopefully it's in some place with warm weather. Good. Congratulations. Okay, so house sitting, let's talk about it. House sitting is staying in people's homes and taking care of their homes and usually their pets while they are away. House sitting is a wonderful way to see the world. House sitting through trusted house sitters means that you are unpaid. You do not get paid to house sit, right? But you get free accommodation. And through trusted house sitters, you get some protections. You get some insurance in case you burn the house down, right? You get some protection from trusted house sitters, and you get the free accommodation from the house sitting client. I have house sat for one night in places, and I have house sat for 3 months. I actually booked a 6-month house sit with another house sitter, right? So it was a 6-month house sit, but we split it. I've done one night house sits. I've done 3-month house sits. I've done every length in between. House sitting is friendly to you. If you think you have something that excludes you, it's probably not an exclusion. So if you house sit with a partner, a spouse, a parent, a friend, a child, probably not going to exclude you from house sitting. Probably not, right? Because the people you're house sitting for probably may have children or, whatever. And so they don't care, right? What do they care if you and your kid, some people, what do some of them care if you and your kids come and stay while they're gone, right? So house sitting is friendly to people who think that it's not friendly to them. This is why I talk about house sitting so much, because I know that a lot of people, even when they hear it, they think, oh, that would be great if I was single. You don't have to be, okay? You don't have to be those things. You can find a client who will take you, right? You can find a client who'll be like, oh, sure, no problem. I'd love to house sit, but I have a cat, and my cat would need to come with me. No problem. You can find clients who are going to be like, sure, I got 2 cats, bring your cat. My cat's, we'll see. Do a test. Some of these people will be like, bring your pet over, especially if you're local. Let's meet. Let's see how it works, right? Some people will say no, and some people will be an enthusiastic yes, right? So pets are not a thing that can discount you for 2 reasons, right? So first, we already talked about, you can take your pet on your house sit with you, but second, you can just get a house sitter, right? Like, if it's all that and you can't take your pet with you on a house sit, just get a house sitter. I house sit for people who house sit. In my video called something about Meet the Pets or something, I don't know what it's called. I did a video just showing pictures of my house sitting clients. One of them is Ruby, who is the most adorable. Also in my Day in the Life of a House Sitter video, that's where you can see Ruby's debut. Day in the Life of a House Sitter. Ruby, who is the most adorable. She looks like a little stuffed animal, and she feels like a little stuffed animal. Sometimes her mom and dad go out and house sit with her, and she goes. Sometimes she can't go, and if she can't go, I go and house sit for Ruby, or used to. I haven't house sat for them in a couple of years, since the pandemic. Right? So the things that you think mean you can't house sit probably are not exclusionary, right? They probably mean you still can. One day I got to get myself together and apply for a house sit with my mom. I think she would love it. That house sit in North Carolina, the house sit that I did in Asheville, North Carolina, in that beautiful home where I was only there for a couple of days, but I saw a bear on the walk. That house sit has spots available for Easter. Okay, this is why we're in house sitter season part 2, because Easter / spring break is the season for house sitting. one of the seasons for house sitting, right? The main house sitter season is Thanksgiving through Martin Luther King Day. Everyone travels somewhere during that time period. But house sitter season part two is spring break into Easter. A lot of people are out and about, and a lot of good house sits are available. Yes, so accommodation, free accommodation in exchange for watching the home and pets and plants, bringing in the mail. Basically, that's what a house sitter does, right? You take care of the home, you take good care of the pets, right? Not just tolerate the pets. If you're going to pet sit, you need to be a pet person. You need to be a friend to animals if you're going to pet sit. But so take good care of the pets and bring in the mail. Like seriously, I've and take out the trash, right? That's it. That's house sitting in a nutshell. You have you been at, hi Kay Thomas, have you been asked to sleep with their dogs? Yes. So here's a funny thing. A lot of people sleep with their dogs. I have had dogs. I never slept with my dogs. I don't know that my dogs ever were in the bed with me at any point in their lives. Never. I've had two different dogs in my life. I don't think they ever. My mom and dad have had a dog. I don't know that BB ever got in the bed with them, but a lot of people's pets sleep in the bed with them. It's a thing that I didn't know, right? I guess I kind of knew, but I didn't know how widespread it is, okay? So number one, pretty much everyone's pets sleep in the bed with them. Number two, people always think when they leave that their pets are not going to sleep in the bed with you. They think the pets want to sleep with them, and when they're gone, the pets will sleep in their own bed. But I don't care what they say. If the pet sleeps in the bed with them, the pet is sleeping in the bed with you. Okay? That is a house sitting thing. That is a thing about me that has changed dramatically since I've become a house sitter. Star and Chelsea have had two dogs, never slept in the bed with me. Lots of strangers' dogs have slept in the bed with me. That is a house sitting thing. Yes, all the time, right? And I don't care if the client says they sleep in the bed with us, but they probably won't sleep in the bed with you. They're sleeping in the bed with you. Okay? If you cannot tolerate that, dog sitting is not going to be the thing for you. Cats not so much. Cats come and go, right, through the night. They'll walk over you, but they're probably not sleeping there with you. So if this is a no-go for you, like a serious no-go, which you have to know, everybody has to know their limits, then dog sitting is not the move. Cats might be okay. And then, outdoor animals, people have lots of outdoor animals, right? Those will be good for you, right? Or fish sits will be good for you. But if this is a hard no, don't believe them when they say he's not going to sleep in the bed with you. If he sleeps in the bed with them, he's sleeping in the bed with you. Hi, Tracy White. Kind of crazy question. Do you ever find that homeowners have set up hidden cameras in their homes to check out what you're doing in their house? I've never found a hidden camera, but everyone has cameras in their home. Lottie-dottie, everybody. Everyone has cameras in their home, right? But I've never found a hidden camera. They'll just show you the cameras. Here's the camera. This is the camera there's cameras that face the front door, cameras that face the back door, cameras that sometimes they have a camera that faces where the pet sleeps, right? Especially back in the day when people used to go to work and not work from home, there would always be a camera like this is his favorite spot. So we have a camera aimed at his favorite spot. I stayed in a home in Amsterdam where I slept in the guest bedroom, which was also the home office. And so they had a webcam. And he came and showed me, when he moved me into that bedroom, showed me, this is the webcam. So you can see, I've unplugged the webcam, okay? If you still feel uncomfortable with this webcam in this room, just cover it up, right? Just throw a towel over it or whatever, right? But I've never found a hidden camera. So house sitting clients are people who want to travel. Okay, if you want to get hidden video of someone naked, there are much easier ways than to travel and get a trusted house sitters membership, interview house sitting clients, and then, set up a hidden camera, okay? This fear of others, let me take your face off the screen because I'm not only talking to you, Tracy. The fear of others, okay, will dissipate once you spend some time traveling out there in the world. Okay? The fear of others is instilled in us, particularly as Americans, so that we can feel like we are superior, We are better people. You can't trust other people because we are the best. How could you trust these other people when we're the best people? I've said many times I happen to think American white people are the worst people, but that's not the point of this video. The fear of others comes from, it's a very calculated fear that was given to us, put in us, okay? Probably you have not experienced anything in your life where traveling has made you want to fear others, right? It's probably been instilled at home, not abroad. The fear of others is something that is given to you at home, not out while you're actually with others. So keep that in mind when you start thinking about something like house sitting or doing work exchanges or, things where you're going to need to trust people. If your mistrust of people is based on previous experience, right, which we would call trauma, that's something that you can work through, okay? But if your fear of other people is just based on messaging, because you're an American person or a Canadian person or a British person, and this is what they do, this is what the colonizers have to do to maintain their air of superiority over other people, unlearn it. Unlearn it. And one of the ways that you can unlearn it is just putting yourself in situations where you have to just trust people. House sitting is a situation where you just have to trust people. And people just have to trust you. So that was a good question. All right. I don't know. So I'm not going to say it comes from ignorance. I think you're talking about the fear of others. I don't think it comes from ignorance. I think it's calculated. I think the fear of other people is very calculated by the powers that be. Right? They have to say other people are terrible so that we don't then go out and rely on other people and find out that other people are actually pretty freaking rad and they're better to us. And I actually like them better. And by the way, peace out. I'm leaving. I'm taking my labor with me. Now who are you going to exploit? The fear of others is a big deal. It's not, you don't have a fear of others because it's your nature. I don't think humans naturally fear others. We couldn't survive that way as babies, right? Babies have to trust strangers. So I think that it's calculated. I don't think it's based on ignorance. I think it's based on knowledge and a real plan, a real game plan. But doesn't come from you. It comes from external forces. Unless you've had something happen to you that makes you not trust other people. That's something that you can work through. Therapy is a good resource for that, right? So if you fall into that category, you can work through it. Doesn't mean that you have to be this person who's always afraid of others. But that's what I think. Yes, yeah, I'm leaving. Hey, this is Alicia, our Black Utopia. Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm taking my brain power with me, my what's it called? My labor with me. Yeah, so there has to be a fear. The wall, right? The talk of a wall has to happen for the colonizers to continue to win. And when we can break down that fear of others for ourselves, a whole new world of possibilities is opened up. Queen P, fear of others is part of the framework of white supremacy. It has to exist for white supremacy to maintain its power. Exactly. That's right. That's right. That's what I mean. It's calculated. It's not we just didn't know. It's not. I don't buy that. So I know what you're saying, Bayesian Brit, right? Ignorance. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that. I think entirely the opposite. I think they know. They know what they're doing. I think they know. Tamra, hi Tamra. I do find that America is very diligent in convincing us that we're great and everyone else is bad. Yes. Yeah. It's not the case. We got a whole 100,000 almost Black women who have moved or are moving abroad who know that's not the case. Okay, not the case. All right. So that was a good question. I'm glad we got to start off on a strong on a strong note. Yes, good. Okay, Tracy just thought I'd ask. I'm excited to do it. You're welcome. That's why I didn't. I hope you don't feel like I was only talking. I wasn't. That was not only for you. Yes. Okay. So, yes, strangers. Yes. Hi, spirit, soul, sense. Hi. Right. I grew up in the Caribbean, expecting strangers to be helpful and kind. Yes. Yes. I grew up in Delaware, which is a pretty small space, and my parents are from small towns. My parents are from very small towns. So thankfully, I never really had a feeling that other people were out to get me until I went to until I went to a white elementary and middle school and high school. And them kids they were out to get me. But I grew up in a place where I didn't feel like we had to protect ourselves from other people. And so that's good. And then we grew up in a neighborhood where, like, when I was a kid, I was in a neighborhood where, like, the whole neighborhood was open to us, right? We just roamed around the neighborhood. You know, kids who grew up in the 80s. I was born in 74. Kids who grew up in the 80s. And so that's not something that was instilled in me from them. So the messaging from the country, I had like a superpower. I could block it because I didn't have that experience. I didn't have the experience that other people were out to get me. I had the experience that people were that people were on my side. Most people were on my side. All right, all right. Hi, Honey Travels. Do you suggest getting an international driver's license? I do. I don't have one. And I've driven on six continents. But I do recommend that you get one. Because it's $30 or something like that, maybe $50 today. I don't know. It's not expensive and it's not difficult to do. You go to AAA. I think this is still the process because I haven't done it. I don't know. But I think you go to AAA and you get your international driver's license, your international driver's permit, so that you can drive in other places. I've been pulled over by the police in several countries, and pretty much every place I've driven, I've been pulled over by the police at one time or another. And I've handed them my U.S. driver's license, and they looked at me like, "Are you kidding?" Okay. And then they just walk away. Like, I'm not dealing with this. I don't recommend that you take that position. That is kind of it's kind of a black woman flex. It's kind of an American flex, right? There are times when you get American privilege, and being pulled over by police in other countries has been a time for me to get American privilege. We know that it's not always the case. But we saw Danny's story, she was on the Luce's channel about being arrested in Mexico and still getting some American privilege. So I just kind of rely on that to get me out of things. Nothing serious, right? Nothing serious. I'm not talking about I have not had an accident abroad, thank the Lord, right? I'm just talking about one time. Oh, so in Australia, I drove, and I did a work exchange. I did a work exchange in Australia where I took care of a family's kids. I was like their part-time nanny. And so they gave me use of the car. I also had to drive the dad around who had lost his driver's license. In Australia, if you don't vote, they take your driver's license. Voting is compulsory in Australia. So he didn't vote, and they took away his driver's license. And so I was driving him somewhere, and the police knew, or I guess the police were just riding around scanning people's license plates, and they knew that the license plate belonged to a driver who had his license revoked. So they pulled us over. He was in the car. They were like, "We just need to make sure he's not driving." I can't do an Australian accent. That's as close as it gets. And they looked at my driver's license, and they were like, "Go ahead," right? Go ahead. So I don't know. So the reason I don't have the international driver's license is I'm not convinced that a regular cop on the street is going to know what this is, right? Like, are police officers trained on international driver's licenses? I don't know. Unless they've ever seen one, I don't know that they would know or care. I don't know that it would be any more helpful than my U.S. driver's license is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I don't have one, but might as well get it, right? Might as well get it. If it can't hurt you. And I see the comment that it's $20. Hey, Barbara. Barbara says it's $20 at AAA. So no reason not to get it. So yes, I do recommend it. Back to house sitting. So house sitting clients, some of them will give you use of their car. Yes, I've had many a house sitting client give me use of their car while I'm house sitting because they don't mind. There's no real because. Some of them live far out from like the metro, far out from public transportation. Some of them are unaware that Uber exists because they have a car. And some of them just want to be helpful and generous. So I've driven people's cars in other countries as a house sitter. So yeah, you might as well get it. Yes, okay, Angela also. Hey, Angela. Also, yeah, might as well get it. So And Amelia, hey Amelia, it's good for 1 year only, and you have to renew it. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. Okay. But if you can give yourself any protections, you might as well, right? If it's just another piece of like insurance. All right. In most countries, okay, Amelia's got more info on this. In most countries, you can drive with the U.S. driver's license for up to 30 days. I have seen a list of that somewhere, but I'm not prepared to give it to you today. I have seen a list of that, places where the U.S. driver's license is good for some time, where you can drive on the U.S. driver's license. Because I think the U.S. also has a list of people who can drive here in the U.S. on a foreign driver's license. All right. All right, this was supposed to be, well, haiku, don't rush us, okay? This is a channel where we have conversation, all right? If you don't like that, then don't watch the live streams, okay? If you're a person who just wants the facts and not community and conversation, just watch the pre-recorded videos. Seriously, because they don't get no better. It's there's always going to be distractions. I'm going to get up sometimes and be like, oops, I got to plug in my computer, right? It's going to be like that, okay? So if you need to only watch the pre-recorded videos, I have several pre-recorded videos on house sitting on my channel. So you can go through and watch those. I give you good info without the filler, without the fun, okay? All right. What about when the homeowner lies on their listing? This is why I don't take house sits from people who don't already have reviews. I let somebody else work that out. Let somebody else try them out for the first time and make sure that they're legit. And then they have reviews and I get to reap that benefit. I've not had an experience of anyone lying. The only time I've had an experience of someone omitting something was she omitted that her last house sitter had to call animal control on her dog. That's a big thing to omit, right? And she didn't have any reviews. She had had house sitters before and no one had left her a review. 3 house sitters and nobody left her a review. And that's why, because her dog was unruly. House sitters tend to be the kind of people who, if you don't have anything nice to say, they don't say anything at all. And so that was a big red flag that I totally overlooked because I wanted the house sit. It was in Southern California in an expensive place. And I didn't want to pay for my own place to stay in Southern California. So I overlooked major red flags, took the house sit, and found out, right? Right, that was an example of F around and find out. And I found out. The dog didn't hurt me, but he did let me know that he could. He did let me know that he could. This is why I don't take house sits from clients who don't already have reviews, except... So I did do that in Tampa. That Tampa house sit that I did was fabulous. They did not have any reviews. I took a leap of faith. So you have to be willing to know that it's going to be your fault if things go left, if you take a house sit that doesn't already have reviews. Other than that, they don't have any, there's no lying in your profile doesn't get you anywhere. Right? You're not going to get it. It may get you a house sitter for that trip, I guess, but it wouldn't get you the next house sitter or the house sitter after that or the house sitter after that. So not super common. We interviewed Monique on this channel and she house sat for a client who moved in between house sits. I mean, in between from the posting to the house sit, she moved. I think the lady had kind of communicated that to Monique, but not fully or something. So Monique ended up in a house that was not the house sit that she had applied. The house itself was not the house that she had applied for, right? So you just ask, this is a point of just asking questions, right? Do your due diligence. You have a responsibility. If you're going into a situation with people you don't know, you have a responsibility to ask some questions, right? Are your travel dates flexible? How does your animal like strangers? Is there anything that's going to change from here to the house sit start date that I need to know about? Right? Just ask questions. Debbie C., are there house sits without pets? Yes. These usually are people who are traveling for a long time and just want to make sure their home is not empty. During COVID times, these are harder to find, but they still exist. I saw one just a couple weeks ago that was for 2 weeks with no pets, which is a pretty short house sit for no pets, right? Normally they're like a month or 2 months or something, 3 months. So they exist. where people just want you to take care of the plants, bring in the mail. Yes. Uh, it's not impossible. And as COVID, as I don't know, as we move through COVID, I think that we'll see them back. They will come back. Once people feel like they can travel for long periods of time, they'll come back. Joyelle, do you have to pay for your flights to the house sitting jobs out of the country? Yes. You get yourself to the house sitting back? Yes. Your transportation is all on you. Your food while you're there is all on you. Sometimes they're nice and they do stock the fridge for you, but it's not their job to do that. What you are getting as a house sitter is free accommodation. When you house sit through trusted house sitters, you get free accommodation, right? You get the free place to stay. So if the free place to stay is not really a benefit to you, then house sitting may not be all it's cracked up to be, right? For somebody like me who does not want to pay for a place to stay, free accommodation is, some of these homes are, would cost me a couple $100s a night to stay in, right? Or cities. I guess not necessarily the homes wouldn't cost me a couple $100s a night, but the cities could very well cost me a couple $100s a night, right? So that is what you're getting. You're getting free accommodation. So you pay for your own flight, you pay for your own meals, you pay for the whatever. If you're going to use their car, you pay for gas, all of that. Adelia, I learned the hard way that Italy requires foreigners to have an international driver's license. Okay. I'm interested to hear. So, okay. Okay. I would love to hear from someone who had it. Did the police officer actually recognize that that's what it was? Okay. Okay. All right, Trace. Hi, Trace. Hi, I just got my first international house sit. Yay, yay. So where are we going? Tell us where. Or I don't know. You don't have to tell us if you don't want to, but I want to know because I'm nosy. All right. Hi. Levitate. How about information on moving to Hawaii, Tanzania? Also, I don't have any information on moving to Hawaii or Tanzania. All right. Also, are there any information where I can find live garden caretakers, people looking for help, and the caretaker can live rent free? Yes. So this would be more of a work exchange. If you're saying you want someone to take care of a garden, but you're not the person who lives there is still there, right? They're not gone. They just need some help. This is called a work exchange. So there are websites where people go to find people to do work exchanges. I've actually that Australia the time in Australia where I was a part-time nanny, that was a work exchange. Oh, that's what does that. Okay, that was a work messing around with my light. That was a work exchange. So workaway.info is a website where people get work exchanges, and helpx.net. So I'm gonna put these in the chat, and if you're watching the replay, I'll put them in the description. Helpx.net and workaway.info. Okay, so these are called work exchanges where someone comes and helps take care of something, helps do something for you, do some work in exchange for free. Now, with work exchanges, you get free room and board. So when I took care of the kids, I got the place to stay and meals included. The room and the meals were included, room and board. That's usually the deal with work exchanges. But you work things out, right? You guys agree on what you're going to do. Okay? I hope that was helpful. You're welcome, Liz. Okay, yeah. So that work exchanges are a thing, and they're common and helpful. Another wonderful way to see the world. If I had not found house sitting, I would still be doing work exchanges. The difference is the amount of work. Most work exchanges require you to do like 4 or 5 hours of work for free room and board, whereas a house sit, like taking care of a dog is like an hour a day, right? You walk the dog for half an hour and you feed the dog a couple times a day, brush the dog, right? Let the dog sleep with you. That's like an hour of work. So, my do as little as possible mind kind of dropped work exchanges, but I loved I had 3 work exchange experience. I had one that I loved, one that I was okay, and one that I did not like, right? I've talked to some women who still do them, who have enjoyed them. In the 12 Days of Career Breaks video, we interviewed Kenya Ramsey, who had an out-of-this-world work exchange experience in Spain with a chef, the chef who had a farm. Kenya, I think she gardened for the chef. I think she did gardening work for the chef. And the chef, of course, cooked for her, right? And she had a wonderful experience. If you don't know, Exodus Summit now has its own YouTube channel. I can't give you the link, but if you just type in Exodus Summit, you will find the 12 Days of Career Breaks videos as one mega mix, as one humongous video. And you can watch women's experiences with sabbaticals and career breaks, Black women's experiences with their own sabbaticals and career breaks. And Kenya Ramsey is one of the women who we talked to, and she had a wonderful work exchange video, wonderful work exchange experience. Okay. Alicia, I have my Airbnb set up for a scouting trip in July. All right. Is it still worth it to get a house sit? This could allow me to still explore other areas, right? I think so. So, I'm always going to lean towards house sitting. I think so. Yeah, I think that it will give you the chance to see a different area or a different neighborhood. If you're a friend of animals, right? If you're not going to view it as an annoyance, I think so. Especially, I think you're going to Mexico. I think you got residency. Am I right about this, Alicia? So, I think so. House sitting is what introduced me to Lake Chapala, Mexico / Ajijic, Mexico, outside of Guadalajara. I would not have known if it wasn't for the house sit, how adorable the area is, and how there are Black women there thriving. I wouldn't have met those women if it hadn't been for house sitting. That's one of the things that it can do. It can get you to a place that you would not have even thought about before. I saw the house sit pop up for Lake Chapala, and I did a quick Google, like, what? Where is Lake Chapala? They actually lived outside of Lake Chapala and even outside of the small town outside of Lake Chapala. So I did some quick Googles, and I saw it had a little waterfront area, and the house and the homes were multicolored. That's all it takes for me, right? Some sort of water and colorful houses, I'm there. That's why I like Portugal so much. So I did see this, Doris. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on the screen. I did see this, Doris Moten. There was a woman who was house sitting for some animals. She had already met the animals. She had already met the dogs. And she got there to house sit, and the dogs mauled her, ripped her face off, okay? So if you don't want to dog sit, don't dog sit. Like, seriously, if you're afraid of dogs, or if you, like, you can house sit without dog sitting, is what I should say. I saw that. She was, just a young girl, like, I want to say 24, 25, no face, now has no face, right? A terrible experience. I feel for her. I feel for her, right? Because what can you do? You do everything right. You go, you meet the animals ahead of time. The people say their animals are nice, and right? And then still this happens, right? So if you don't want a dog sit, don't do it, right? Don't do it. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, good, girl, please. Okay, yeah, check it out. It's a brand new YouTube channel, and lots of that live stream is a big one, right? It's one you're going to have to watch and come back to and stop and come back to later. It's a big one. It's hours and hours and hours of talk about Black women taking sabbaticals and career breaks. Okay, Alicia, yes. Alicia got residence in Mexico. Yes. Hoping for a sit, but wanted to secure a place to stay. I've done some sits at home. Oh, okay. Yeah, so sometimes if you need to be in a specific place during specific dates, sometimes the sits just won't be there, right? And then other times, magically, they'll just line up. I've had that happen where I wanted to go to New Orleans for Essence Festival in 2020. Now, Essence Festival didn't happen in 2020, but I found the perfect house sit for Essence Festival. I feel like I wished it into existence. I wished that woman to go on vacation. Now, 4th of July weekend is not a hard time to get house sits, right? A lot of people travel during 4th of July weekend. But yeah, sometimes you can be like, I want a house sit for this place, for these dates, and you can get it, right? That LA house sit was like that for me. I wanted to be in LA for a little, like, it wasn't a conference, it was like a 1-day workshop. I wanted to be in LA for that, and don't you know, there was a 2-night house sit, perfect timing. So things like that can happen. This is why we set alerts. So on Trusted House Sitters, you can set alerts for the places and or dates that you want to house sit, because you don't want to just have to happen upon a house sit. You don't want to have to be scrolling and find a house sit. You want an alert. Stephanie, here's a house sit in Turkey for Easter, right? I have that alert. I still have the alert set up, even though we're not going to Turkey anymore. But you want to make sure that you don't miss it. And you want to be one of the first people to apply to a house sit. Whether you're new to house sitting or old like me, you want to be one of the first people to apply. So house sitting alerts are super helpful with that. Yes. Or you could stick with smaller dogs. Yes, Supernova. Yeah, small dogging. I really love house sitting, or dogs in general that you can pick up, right? I love a pick upable dog, right? What can go wrong? Right? For me, the problem with the big dog, I've never been in, even the dog who like got in my face was not a big dog, right? He was medium. He would have had to really worked to let me get off that. But anyway, my concern with big dogs is like you get to the park and they don't want to go. They don't want to leave. They want to stay in the park. And then here you are dragging dragging a big dog. I'm like, man, I wish I could just pick you up. That's the only thing. That's the concern that I have with big dogs. Yeah, stick with small dogs, stick with cats. Cats don't care about you. Cats don't care about you. Tish says little puppies for her. I don't do puppy sits because puppies require work, right? I want to do 1 hour of work with a dog, not 10 hours of work. Puppies, you got to be on top of things with puppies. But puppies are another option, right? So there are options. Yeah, but I don't want to act like there are no dangers. I saw that story and I feel for that girl and for the family of the dogs who they're probably going to put down, and for the girl's family, and right. I feel for her. She did the right thing, right? Going ahead of time is advanced level. Meeting the dogs ahead of time. In my Tampa house sit, I house sat for 4 dogs. There was one dog where they were like, she's not a friend to strangers sometimes. Can you come over and meet her? I said, sure. I walked in and we were best friends, right? She was my best friend from the first minute to the last day. They even said, well, okay, so let's go we went out to a restaurant. We went out to eat, left the dogs at home. She said, okay, now you walk into the house without us and see what happens. I get there, she's at the door wagging her tail, right? So you don't know, right? Could have been me. It could have been me. After they left, that dog could have been like, now it's on, right? I feel for her. Yeah, yeah. I feel for her. Okay, Tamara says she watched the 10-hour live stream on the Exodus Summit YouTube channel. It's long, but it was worth it. Took her 3 days. Thank you for watching it. It's good. So if you've not seen those career break videos, or if you have, but it's been a long time, watch that. It's a wonderful live stream. I mean, it was so much fun to rewatch them the other week. We did like a premiere. We rewatched them together. Yeah, so Mexico is seasonal. Hi, Duala. Mexico is seasonal for house sits. So a lot of house sitting clients on Trusted House Sitters are people from the US and Canada and wherever who have moved to Mexico. A lot of the clients in Mexico are not Mexican clients. And so you have to catch those house sits when they leave. And January, February, March, they're not leaving Mexico, right? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go that's better than Mexico? But over the summer and into the fall, they will leave. Mexico is seasonal. It's a place where, yeah, people don't leave. People who have moved to Mexico specifically to be there in January and February. They're not leaving. So you just have to wait it out. If you're looking for Mexico house sits in particular, summertime, they're going to do some traveling, and into the fall and into like Thanksgiving and Christmas. From summertime on to the end of the year, they'll start bopping around. But the house sit that I did in San Miguel de Allende, she does have Easter dates. I don't know. So I don't pay attention. I did see the house sit pop up, but I didn't pay attention to see if it's been booked yet or not. So there are some Easter house sits, but yeah, Mexico is kind of quiet until summer. That being said, anything can happen, right? You only need one house sit to you know, make it worthwhile. So keep your alerts on, turn on alerts. Haiku, I've done over 30 house sits, all except for two of them were absolutely the best experience ever. My reviews are phenomenal. Yeah, I wouldn't still house sit and I wouldn't still talk about house sitting if I didn't love it. Like, right, y'all know me. I'm not going to talk about it if I don't want to. And we're not, right? There are things I don't talk about. We don't talk about doing taxes. We don't I talk about house sitting because I love house sitting. And I think that it's a game, it is a game changer. It can be just, I take vacations now without paying for a place to stay, right? But house sitting also can be, I now bop around the world. It can just open your life up, right? If you don't have to pay for a place to stay, how much less can you work? Can you take time and grow a business or a YouTube channel or something, or wait for your investments to grow or whatever? Can you do some other things and not have your life focus around your job? That's what house sitting has done for me. It means that I don't have to have a job. And it gave me time, house sitting plus my mom and dad opening up their home and letting me live in their home, gave me time to build the business that I have now, right? Six-figure business without the pressures of paying bills, right? Without the pressures of mortgage or rent and all of that, and utilities, right? Especially utilities in Delaware where it gets cold. So that's what house sitting is for me. If it's not going to be that, it could at least for you be, hey, we took an awesome vacation to Dubai and we didn't have to pay for a place to stay, right? There are places that are seasonal. Dubai is a seasonal place. Dubai, you see houses in the summertime. You have to be brave to want to go to Dubai in the summer. But every now and then you'll see a good Christmas time house sit there as well. Okay. Yeah, I got a house sit. I saw Essence Festival's lineup in 2020. Now I don't remember who it was. I assume it was Janet Jackson because I can't think of anybody else. And Mary's always there, right? It's Mary J. I've seen Mary J. Blige live before, so I'm assuming it was Janet Jackson. And I was like, okay, let's get a house sit. Let's go to Essence Festival. Of course, it was 2020 and Essence Festival was canceled. And my house sitting client even wasn't sure she was going to take her trip. She kept going back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, girl, just let me know, right? Like, I don't have anywhere else to be. It's a pandemic. Let me know. And she did go. And then I actually got another house sit right after. So I got to stay in New Orleans for, I think I was there for the whole month of July, 2020. House sitting is also pretty self-isolating / quarantine friendly, right? You're in a house, especially if you're in a house where you can get everything delivered. Like I love to do, like I don't mind doing. Self-isolating is quarantine friendly. Yes. Hi, Yvonne. Hi. We're not going to Turkey. It's a war. So Turkey is close enough to Ukraine that we're not going. We just had to be, I don't want to be responsible for, listen, I don't want to be responsible for y'all dying in a war. Okay. So Rashida and I made the decision to not go to Turkey for Easter. Instead, we're going to Cancun, Mexico / Isla Mujeres, Mexico for 4th of July weekend. Surprise. I have a video about that here on my channel. I don't think we've done one on the Exodus Summit page, but I have done a video about it here. Yeah, so we're going to Cancun / Isla Mujeres, Mexico, 4th of July weekend, July 1 through 5. Okay, so if you're in the group, the group has just changed over to the Cancun group instead of the Turkey group. Yeah, it's close enough, right? Turkey is close enough to Ukraine. Like Istanbul is like right on the border of Ukraine, so we just can't do it. All right, Haiku, can you talk about some other perks, like some of these people buy you groceries and give you money? Yeah, sometimes they buy you groceries and give you money. Perks of house sitting. So sometimes they ask me what I want. I don't ever assume that people are going to have anything for me in the home to eat, because I know what it's like trying to get myself out the door for a trip. And so I don't want to assume that they're going to have the time to get something for me. But sometimes they do. I have had a house sitting client cook for me, not just stock the fridge, but cook. Here's some soups and lasagna. She stocked the freezer with soups and lasagnas so that when I didn't feel like going out, boom, pull it out of the freezer, defrost it in the microwave, instant meal. I mean, that was my dream. It was wonderful because I don't like to leave the house. I don't like to do things. I also don't like to cook. And this was 2017, maybe 2018, before I was in on the food delivery thing. So this was in Mexico, but she's actually out of Lake Chapala. She's out of town, so I don't even know if I could have gotten food delivered at that time. She gave me the car. I had a car to use, but I don't leave the house a lot of times. So it was a wonderful experience, and she was a good cook. The lasagna and the soup were good. Yeah, so sometimes they do that. Sometimes I've had them stop what they're doing, have me arrive early, and then take me to the grocery store. That house sit in Amsterdam. She had two or three teenagers, husband, wife, two teenagers, I think, maybe three. And they stopped what they were doing, getting themselves ready for the trip, to take me to the grocery store to buy some stuff. And they paid, right, for them to buy me some stuff that I wanted. House sitting clients can be very kind people, just like any other person, right? They are people. And I've had them extend themselves to me for no reason other than they're just being good to me, right? I've had house sitting clients say, when is your next house sit in town? And I say, not until, 4 days. And they say, okay, well, you can just stay here. Stay in a little, that one had a casita, like a guest house. Well, I guess two of them were casitas, both in Mexico. She had a guest house, so I moved out of the main house into the guest house and that wasn't days, that was weeks. I stayed there for weeks. And then another lady had an attic, not an attic. My mom hates when I call upstairs attics. It was just an upstairs. They lived in the downstairs of the house, and the upstairs of the house was an Airbnb. And they didn't have any Airbnb clients coming in, so she was like, well, just stay there on us. Stay there for free. So these are things that can happen. Some house sitting clients are not like that, right? Thank you. They want you to be gone when they get back. Thank you for your help, right? And then others will go out of their way to do very nice things for you. And then some will just become your friends. I'm not the best at keeping in touch with people. That's not my gift. It's not my skill set. But if you keep in touch with me, I'll respond. Sometimes I'll respond. So I've had some who have become friends. They all, or most are just, people who want to travel and people who appreciate what you do for them. And they want to take some time and show you some appreciation. I've walked in on gift baskets. In New Orleans, one of the house sitters bought me those chips, which I loved. Something with a Z, a brand of chips like Zap. I don't know. Y'all know those chips in New Orleans, right? A basket full of those chips. I can't speak any louder, Inga baby. Turn your volume up. Turn your volume up. Zap something chips. Y'all are real quiet in the chat. Did I lose you? Anyway, let me go on here and see what's happening. Oh, shoot. I messed up my Airbnb. I put in to check out today. I'm supposed to check out tomorrow. They're sending me a message about what to do at checkout. 26th, right? Hold on. I got to send a quick message to my Airbnb and let them know, can I stay one more day? Or just extend the listing, extend the thing. I forgot. It's 11 o'clock here. It's 10:55, and I'm supposed to check out in 5 minutes. I forgot that I was supposed to extend it for one day. So I got to do that real quick. Report. Write a message. Hi, can I extend for one more day? Question mark, send. Okay, and then I'm going to do that here. Zappos. Okay, thank you. Zappos. Yeah, a basket full of chips and wine, right? So you don't know, you don't really know ahead of time. You kind of meet them over the phone, but you don't really, yeah, you don't know ahead of time too much if they're going to be, which type of client they're going to be. But I've had good experiences. Like I said, I wouldn't talk house sitting if I hadn't had good experiences with house sitting. Hold on, let me do this. I sent a message, but I'm going to try to extend the official way too. I forgot totally. When I got here, I said, let me remember to extend for one day, and I forgot to extend for one day. This was supposed to be the day that I was leaving. Speaking of not going to Turkey, today is the day that I was supposed to leave. Get directions, message host, show listing, change reservation. Today was supposed to be the day that I'm leaving Curacao. And instead, I'm staying for another month. Check out, let's see if today is available. Yeah, it's still available. Check out on the 20, actually when I check out on the 28th, right? I think the 28th. Save. Send request. Okay, this Airbnb. So one thing I'm not doing well is I said I was going to try and get money in the hands of people and not corporations when I travel. And one of those ways would be to stay in Airbnbs that are hosted by people and not corporations. And of course, I'm in an Airbnb that's hosted by a corporation. Like they have an office in the airport. They're that big of a presence here in the Caribbean, here in Curacao. So I'm still failing at that. I still get an F for that. I've stayed at five spots so far on Curacao. And on the first one, so the first one where I was there for a month, that is owned by an individual person who we met, Ben, who came and hollered at me and Katrina, like said hello to us when we were leaving. So that one, but he also he owned the whole big house, which was at least 4 or so Airbnbs. So he probably had some money. So whatever. That's something I'm still not doing right. Not whatever. Not whatever. It's still something I'm not doing well. Okay, y'all. Okay, so I had it wrong every time. Zaps. Okay. I'm not a person. I usually only eat plain potato chips, but those Zaps, some kind of spicy something, were good. All right, Zaps. Y'all knew what I meant. Some of y'all knew what I meant. Okay. Gail. Hi, Gail. How has being a house sitter influenced your views on hospitality? Oh, that's an interesting question. Do I have views on hospitality? I think let's see, hospitality. On like the industry or just on being a hospitable person? In terms of being a hospitable person, I think my views are probably still the same. Everyone is an individual. If I were getting a house sitter, right? If I were bringing a house sitter into my home, I would hope that I would do some extra steps to make them comfortable. But I also know that Stephanie planning on taking a trip is not an organized Stephanie. I am not. I'm not packed until it's time to go. If I need to leave at 10 a.m. to get to the airport in time to get on my flight, I am still packing at 9:50. So I guess I just, people are individuals. And so it hasn't changed my view. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I have views on hospitality, except that people are people, and like you don't know what people are going through. Sometimes people are leaving on these trips and not for good reasons. So you don't know what they're going through. So I just extend some grace to them. I never walk into a house sit expecting things, right? I expect the house to be clean, and I expect things to be prepared. I expect there to be like some instructions, but I don't expect any extra hospitality from them. It's only Liz. Where would you recommend my first international house sit? The easiest answer is London, because house sits in London are abundant. London house sits are in abundance. You can get a house sit there easily. And then if you decide you want to stay, you can get more and more and more house sits. House sitting in London is easy. Or getting booked as a house sitter in London is pretty easy. But wherever you want to go, for the most part, house sitting is common in, or common. House sitting is most popular in the UK, US and Canada, Mexico, Australia. And then throughout Europe, right? If you treat Europe as one country, right? Throughout Europe, right? So these are places where you can get house sits. If you want to spend some time in Spain or Portugal, you can get house sits. I have a Portugal alert still on my phone. I have an Ireland alert. My Ireland alert is popping. So I set an Ireland alert, but I'm not going to Ireland. I don't think this year. I don't think it's going to work out. My Ireland alert for April, May, June is popping. Like you could, you know. So the answer is where do you want to go? Jessica says, why is there such an abundance of house sits in London? A few different reasons. Part of it is that they travel a lot. English people travel a lot. They get good either vacation time or whatever, leave time. I think they have more pets per capita than the US. I think there are more households with pets in the UK than in the US. I think I read that somewhere. I didn't check it to make sure it was real. So they have pets, they travel a lot, and they have I think they're also more likely to have a second home. People in and around England are more likely to have a second home that they go and visit because they need to get away from that gray weather. So I think those are my reasons why I think it's that popular. Plus, the Trusted House Sitters company itself is a UK company, and I think that they've just done a good job of spreading the word. They've done a good. House sitting is contagious, right? So once I tell you I'm a house sitter, then you start thinking, oh, well, next time I take a trip, I should bring in a house sitter. Yeah. Instead of boarding your pet or asking your neighbor to come over every day to take care, whatever. Instead of doing all that, or taking your pet on a trip if your pet doesn't enjoy going away, leaving the house, some pets don't like it. You now know that this is a possibility. So house sitting is a contagious thing. It spreads. It spreads out. And so I think that those are the reasons why it's so popular there. Ariana, have you ever house sat and had animals that didn't like you? Not really. I've had cats. I've had two different house sits with two different cats who it took days for them to hang out, right? They would just hide and scamper and eat the food when I was in the bathroom, right? Like, I don't want her to see me at all. But that wasn't because they didn't like me. That's just because some cats are very skittish with strangers. So I've had two of those. One, for some reason, I had brought fuzzy slippers with me. And the only time I ever saw her was finally one day when I sat out on the sofa with my fuzzy slippers. She came and investigated the slippers. She was the cutest cat. So I had to snap a couple pictures of her real quick. One of those cats with like the white cat, whitish, off-whitish, like grayish white cat with the gray trim. She was super cute, and she had a big picture window that she could sit in. But not that didn't like me, except for the dog. So I did. There was a dog that got in my face one time. He had one of those one of those collars with the prongs in it because he was the kind of dog that pulled when you walked him. So I took him for a walk, and I couldn't get the collar off. To get the collar off, you have to like squeeze it and release, squeeze and release. And it was going into his neck when I was squeezing it, and I was nervous about that. And then finally he was like, no, never again. You are not going to get another chance. So he got in my face and barked at me and, baring his teeth and stuff. So I guess technically he didn't like me, but only for a minute, because as soon as he did that, I gave him commands and got him into his kennel, his bed. Like he had a kennel that closed, right? And then but I didn't close the kennel. And then like 2 minutes later, he's trying to sit beside me on the sofa. I'm like, no, buddy, we ain't friends. Get off the sofa. No, indeed, you don't do me like that. And then try to think we're going to snuggle on the sofa. No, I am on the sofa. You go back to your bed. So I guess that's 3 examples of animals that didn't like me out of my, I don't know, 100 animals that I've house sat for total. I'm a friend to animals. I think I am the Black Cinderella. You can't tell me. You can't tell me I'm not the Black Cinderella. Animals like me. How do you feel about offering to care for cats but are not cat friendly? So you need to, I wouldn't do it, right? So, well, there's 2 answers to this. I don't think I was cat friendly before my first cat house sit because I never ever had a cat. I never had a friend with a cat, right? And my Aunt Mildred always had cats, but they were mostly outdoor cats. So So I guess I wasn't technically cat friendly. I was willing to take good care of a cat though. So what does it depends on what not cat friendly means. If you're willing to take care of a cat, and if this cat is a lap cat, you have to be willing to care for this cat, right? Pet the cat, let the cat do whatever, right? If they're the kind of cat that likes to climb on you. I've had cats that love to, when I'm on the laptop, they love to work right with me. If you have a coworker type of cat, and you are not going to let them live in their own house, pass that house sit up. Let somebody else do it. Let somebody else take that house sit so that that cat can live in his house and not feel like he's being mistreated in his house. I don't know. I don't know how I'm answering this question. But I'll say that I didn't think I was a cat friendly person until I house sat for cats. And I was like, these things are amazing, right? They're so much easier than dogs. Nowadays, people have automatic feeders for their cats. They have water fountains that keep the water circulating for their cats. They have cat doors for their cats. There are cats out here pooping, and you don't have to do a pooper scooper. You don't have to do the kitty litter scooping, right? There are cats that are very self-sufficient, right? So that's what makes cats. Cats are at the top of my list now when they would have been a no before. Hi, yo. Yes, it's very possible. If you talk to the client and you let them know that you want to house sit with your dog, they may want you to come by ahead of time if you're going to be in the area earlier, or they may want to do some Skype or Zoom calls with you and the dog to see like what kind of temperament your dog has, or they might be like, fine, no problem, right? My sister has a dog. She comes over all the time with her dog. I know my dog likes strangers. No problem, right? You never know until you ask people. So yes, I said this in the beginning. I house sit for a couple who house sits with their dog. Okay? They take Ruby on house sits with them. When they can't take Ruby on house sits with them, I come and house sit for them. Trusted House Sitters has a combined membership where you can be a client and a house sitter. And they have that combined membership, so they do it either way. But it is very possible. Lots of people take their pets on house sits with them. Also, lots of people don't. It's going to be a case-by-case basis, a client-by-client basis. Some will say yes, some will say no. If you have to take your dog with you, then you need to make sure you put that in your profile. I house sit with my dog. Here's a picture of my dog being adorable. Here's a letter of reference from a third party saying that my dog is well behaved and a good dog, right? Yeah, you can get a letter of reference for your dog. Get a third party, just anyone, a neighbor, somebody who's cared for them, somebody who's dog sat for them before, something. Get a letter of reference for your dog. Yes, same thing with children, right? So some of these clients are families. They have kids. So they're like, sure, yeah, bring your kids. Yeah, we have a kids bedroom, right? Some people are going to be like, no. I've house sat for people who I know would have said no, right? Their home is not child friendly. I've house sat in some not child friendly homes. I've house sat in some child friendly homes, right? So again, you need just be clear. Be clear in your profile and in your letter when you send them a message. Be clear that there's two of you, your 12-year-old, and get a letter of reference that includes a sentence or two about how amazing your 12-year-old is. Amazing child, very well behaved, and super adorable, right? Yes. Yeah. Husbands, same with husbands and spouses. Yes. Yeah. So the things that you think would be a no, right? The things that you think would make you a no in the category because I'm a solo house sitter probably aren't things that make you a no. They just are things that I don't have. It's just by coincidence that I don't have these things. But it doesn't mean that you have to not have these things to house sit. Okay? House sitting is for you. Hi, Linda. I don't know what you mean. Have you ever had exotic in the home? Let me know what you mean. All right. How are we doing questions? What y'all starting a group on? Yes, that's right, Jasmine. Good. Hey, Jawula. Hi, Jawula. I haven't seen you in a while, I don't think. I've been taking house sits within my city to build my resume for international house sits. So far, I've had one a month. Oh, one a month. That's awesome. So you just need one review, Jabula. Don't overthink it, right? You just need one 5-star review that's like, Jabula did what she said she was going to do. She took good care of my property. She came back. I mean, when I came back, everyone was happy. You just need one amazing review. But so I'm glad. I'm glad. But you may not be able to go international yet. Maybe you're just waiting. But very good. That's the way I would do it. You don't have to do a local house sit first. It's just easier, right? It's easier for a local person to trust you when you don't have any reviews, when you're coming at this brand new. It's easier for a local person to put some trust in you than for a person who's like, is she even going to get on her flight, right? Like, how do I know that she's a reliable person if there's no one yet to tell me she's a reliable person, right? Reviews work both ways. So it had happened that I booked my first house sit locally, a woman who was going on Disney World with her family. She had a Disney World emergency. Her parents and her sister and brother-in-law and her niece and nephew were going to Disney World. And at the last minute, she was like, I want to go too. So she had a Disney World emergency, and she saw that I also lived in Wilmington, Delaware, and I had a profile on Trusted House Sitters. And that's how I got my very first house sit. I could have walked from my house to hers, I think. Every time I think about it, I'm like, the house gets closer and closer. When I first started telling y'all about this, my first house sitting video, I think I told you it was like 10-minute drive away. But every time I think about it, I'm like, she lived right off Philadelphia Pike. She lived by Serpy's Bakery. And I lived right off Philadelphia Pike by McDonald's down I lived on 35th Street. Nobody here is from Wilmington, but I think I could have walked there. I think so. So, but actually this wasn't until I didn't live in, that's why I'm so confused about this. I didn't live in Wilmington when I booked this. I was at my parents' in Dover. That's why this is so confusing. So I could have walked from my old house to the house sit. Okay, y'all didn't ask me about this. But taking a local house sit is a good way to ease yourself into it. Not required, right? I've had plenty of people go through house sitter school and then book their first house sit someplace awesome, right? I told a woman to book a local house sit. She was like, okay. And then she called me up. She's like, I'm going to Johannesburg, South Africa. Right? I'm like, that ain't local. Congratulations. Hey, Jessica, have you had any issues with neighbors on a house sit? I have not. But I do a couple of things to make sure that I don't, or to protect me in case I do, I guess is the better answer. I make sure that the client introduces me to a neighbor. This is the most important thing I think that I do. If they have a second, can you take me next door and introduce me to your neighbor? Some of them are already planning to do it anyway, right? They do it for a different reason. They do it in case there's an emergency and I need a contact, a person. I need to know someone in the neighborhood. I do it so they don't call the cops on me, right? But I've never had a situation with a neighbor. I've had neighbors be very kind to me, and I've had neighbors say, okay, here's my contact info, and here's my, and in Tampa, the man brought the trash cans in and out for me. I was doing it. It's not like I wasn't doing it. But he was, before I could bring the trash can back from the curb, he brought the trash can back from the curb, right? So no issues, but I have had them walk me next door, knock on the door. In Tampa, she took me to both neighbors. And she was like, I would take you across the street if her car was home. I do that. It's important for Black house sitters. I think that's very important. Yes. Hey, Barbara, can you work your regular job and house sit locally? Absolutely. Like I said, most house sitting is like an hour of work a day, right? Feed a dog, walk a dog, feed a dog again, brush the dog, and bring in the mail, right? So yes, absolutely. So house sitting doesn't have to mean that you don't have a job and that you're retired or you're whatever I am, right? It can mean you have a regular job and you're just house sitting. Absolutely. If free accommodation is a bonus to you, if free accommodation would be a good thing for you, house sitting is for you. Oh, Trace, good. Oh, Trace, that reminds me. I was supposed to be looking for a house sit for her. I mean, a house sitter for her. I'm going to Lake Chapala. The lady said you were her usual house. Yes, good. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. I was supposed to be looking for a house sitter for her. This is a problem that I have. Forgetfulness. Good. Okay, good. Yeah. I have regular clients. So this is the thing that happens in house sitting. You can get regular clients. I had two. This client, I'm not able to house sit for her in May. Well, I wasn't because of Turkey. So I could have, once we canceled Turkey, I could have then taken the house sit, but I'm not planning on being in Mexico then. And then my other regular client, I think COVID just has put a halt to their travels for a while. Okay, Shelly Aaron. I'm in Chicago. Did my first house sit in downtown Chicago. Stayed in a beautiful condo with a beautiful view of the city and the river. Good, good. I see. My phone is in the other room, and I'm getting alerts. So I think it's my Airbnb lady replying to my question. So I'm gonna look on Airbnb.com real quick and see if they let me stay. I totally listen, forgetfulness. I have to live by a calendar, and if I don't put the thing to do on my calendar with a scheduled time, good chance it's not getting done. It's a bad problem. It's a problem that I have. So let me look at my messages. Messages. If not, I'm gonna have to end this and get out. Yes, we can accept your request. Okay, can't accept the request because it's already past checkout time. Can we extend? We can extend. Book directly. Payment link. Paid before we can confirm. Okay, okay, okay. I'll book for 2 nights now. Okay, so I need to pay her, book it, and do it myself. She can't, yeah. If I had done it if I had realized it 10 minutes earlier, it would have been easier. All right, so now I need to find the listing. All right. So do y'all want me to end? Should I end? Or is it okay that I'm doing this? I told y'all, listen, live streams, they're not going to get any better than this. They're not going to get any more organized. If you need information that is organized and all on point, these live streams are not for you, okay? Just watch the pre-recorded videos. I try to do a couple pre-recorded videos every month because this is how my live streams go. This is just my life. This is me, right? I'm not going to present perfection to you in any way, shape, or form. Perfection is not my brand. All right. So I see that. How do you set up alerts? You go to if you have to have your paid membership for Trusted House Sitters. Once you have your paid membership, which card? Which one is my business card? MasterCard. Once you have your paid membership for Trusted House Sitters, you just do a search for the house sit that you want, for like whatever you want to set the alert for. So if you want an alert for all of Mexico for all of the summer, you do a search for Mexico for the whole summer, right? The whole country for whatever the summer is, January, June, July, August, right? And then you save the search. If you have House Sitter School, I walk you through it in House Sitter School, but it's simple, right? So if you're on Trusted House Sitters right now, do a search for something, Ireland in April or whatever, right? And then you'll see the heart to save the search. The search results will come up, whether their house is there or not. The search results will come up. And then, okay, so I just extended my Airbnb, so I'm good to go. 2 more nights. A special guest is coming, but I don't know if I can tell you who's coming or not. Special guest, do you want to tell people that you're coming? So click on the heart to save that search. That's a saved alert. And you'll get the alerts on your phone. Make sure that you have the app on your phone and that you're logged in on the app, and you should get the alerts on your phone. If you do the search on a laptop and you're not getting the results on your phone, you need to redo the search and save it on your phone. But you shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be a problem. Hi, Nina. I hired someone to do something very specific. Clarice. Hey, Clarice. Clarice does YouTube things for me, but not like calendar things. I would like to get someone to do some calendar things. Like, yeah. So Clarice does YouTube coaching things for me. She helps with I coach YouTube. I have a YouTube program called YouTube Success Society, and I run a challenge, a 5-day challenge called YouTube Success Challenge. So Clarice helps me with those things, but not anything, not the other things. Do I need help with the other things? Yes. So that's probably the second thing, the second type of hire that I will do, the second type of person I will hire, like an assistant. Clarice is not an assistant. Clarice is a coach who teaches YouTube things to people. Oh, anonymous. Okay. Connie Perry says the special guest is anonymous, coming on Monday. Yes. All right. So, yeah. So, yes. So this is something that I need help with. It's not going to get better with me. Talking about embracing ease, right? You have to be aware of things that you don't want to take on for yourself. I don't want to take on for myself being organized. I don't want to take that on. I don't want to take on being organized, right? I would rather pay someone to be organized for me. So that's probably the next thing that I will hire for. Uh, I don't want to take it on. I don't want to change that in me. I don't want to. I like the free formness of my of things. I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to take on being organized. I feel like it would change. I would have to change my personality. I don't want to do that. So instead, I will have to bring someone on who can do that for me. All right. What's Rashida? I see Rashida saying she's not, but she's not what? What am I missing? All right. Questions. Oh, is Rashida the special guest? No, I invited her. She don't want to. She don't want to come. She doesn't want to experience Caribbean in winter. Rashida's lived in Jamaica, so maybe the Caribbean's not super exciting. How do you keep your hair so healthy while house sitting from place to place? Hi, Shavella. All right, so you're not gonna like my answer. I'm not concerned with healthy hair. I don't get why people are concerned with healthy hair. I got split ends. I got what are they called? A whole bunch of knots. I don't care. I have a hair type that looks good, healthy or not. This 4 ABCDEFG hair looks good. When it looks good, it looks good, whether it's healthy or not. I'm not concerned with healthy hair. I don't do too much to it. I let it do what it do. I let it get knotted and dreaded. I let it dread itself, and then I detangle it when I feel like it. I'm pretty sure somewhere in here there's some knots that I'm not concerned with healthy hair. My hair looks good whether it's healthy or not. I don't even understand why I need to be concerned with healthy hair, right? Healthy teeth, I understand, right? You take care of your teeth because teeth problems look bad and give you heart problems, right? Teeth problems equal heart problems. What's the benefit of healthy hair? I don't know. I don't think there's a benefit to healthy hair. I don't think there's a benefit. My mom and I are opposites on this. Connie Perry, right now probably has deep conditioner on her hair that she made herself with avocado and some oil and some other stuff. I don't do too much to my hair. So how do I keep it healthy? I don't. What I do is I found some drugstore products that I don't mind using, right? So I have the products that I love, and if I'm home in the US, I use them. But I don't travel with them because they always get confiscated. And I'm not going to repackage. I'm not doing all that. I have repackaged stuff at times, but if I'm not checking a bag, I don't repackage my stuff. But I do have what's it called? I do have a line of products that I don't mind that you can find in any drugstore. I like Garnier Fructis, something, something. And I like, which you can find anywhere around the world. And I like one other. Yeah, so I have a couple drugstore products, and then I just buy olive oil. I buy a regular container of olive oil as if I cooked. I don't cook with it. It's for my hair. Or avocado oil. In Mexico, I use avocado oil. Yeah. So I have a line of drugstore products that I like, that I know that I can add to with olive oil or avocado oil. But I don't do too much. I don't. When you see my hair look good, right? Still split ends, still a bunch of knots, a bunch. Like you can't pull a strand of hair out and run your hand down it without feeling a bunch of knots and the split ends and all of that. Yeah, I know she is. My mom, exactly right at this exact moment. Yeah, yeah, right. She makes her own conditioner. It's a weekly process. It's part of her like wind down for the week as well, like a self care. I don't know. She's retired, so I don't know what she be winding down from, but she be out doing stuff. So it's part of her self care routine. For me, spending time on my hair is the opposite of self care. I don't like it. It's not self care. It's frustrating. It's it's a it's a bad scene, man. Right? The days that I have to do my hair, I don't like them. I don't like those days. So I don't spend. So hair is not my thing. So I did see healthy hair equals healthy skin. I don't know. I don't know. My skin's healthy. My hair is not. I don't know, Trace. I really don't. Your hair is already dead. It's already out of your scalp and dead. So I really don't see how taking good care of my hair will give me a benefit, right? Not like teeth. I feel that's a really good example, right? Teeth, problems with teeth lead to health problems. Problems with hair lead to just hair problems. Hair problems are just hair problems, right? Other parts of your body are interwoven. But I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. I think my skin is amazing. And I think my hair is not healthy. If you were in here, if you were up close on my hair, you would be like, girl, what is you doing? How does it look so good in this condition? I have a hair type that looks good when it's not healthy. Some people don't have that, right? The straighter your hair is, the less textured your hair is, the healthier it has to be to look good, I think, right? So, bonus me. I don't do things that I don't enjoy, and I don't enjoy doing my hair. I don't enjoy it. It's not a fun process, right? I have a lot of hair per square inch, a lot of hair per square inch. It's not a fun process. Nobody likes doing my hair. Hairdressers who I pay and tip don't like doing my hair. So I don't spend a lot of time on it. Yes, Kay says, good for you. My head is bald. If I had a very low cut style, I had a TWA, and the only thing people could say to me was, "Wow, I never realized how much you look like your brother." So I've never gone back to TWA. That was trauma for me. So I keep a lot of hair on my head so that I don't have to hear that sentence ever again. But I don't feel like I have to do it. I don't feel like I have to do things to my hair. And I'm not. So that's why y'all get what y'all get. You never know on a Saturday morning what it's going to look like. This is Steam, right? Today's hairstyle is brought to you by the shower and doing like this for a few minutes, a few seconds after I get out of the shower. Let the shower steam do what it can do. That's the most. That's the most I'm going to do. I'm really, so seriously, ease. When I say ease, I mean it. I don't do things that I don't want to do. I don't do things that give me a feeling of, I don't do them. Sometimes to my detriment. Other times, there are no consequences. There are no negative consequences to not taking good care of your hair, except that you might have to cut your hair off. Other than that, that's my opinion. Yes. Abba, I don't enjoy taking care of my hair, but I do love my locks. Yes. I can understand that. Yeah. There's maintenance to locks too, right? That's why I don't have locks. I think more maintenance. Maybe not more maintenance to locks, but more time. The maintenance of locks takes a bigger block of time, right? You got to have a block of time to take care of your locks. Oh, where any men's websites mentioned? Oh, not really. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm very aware of who I am. Yes, my hair is always tangled. You look at this hair type. My hair is always tangled. There's no situation. There's no day. No matter how good my hair looks, it's tangled. So I don't see why I should spend a lot of time detangling it. It's all, I don't care how good it looks. Pick a picture of me. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if it's a, what's it called, a Bantu knot out, which I know how to do, a roller set. I don't care. It's always tangled. This is the hair I have, right? So I could fight it. I could spend time fighting the natural state of my hair. Or I could just be like, girl, it do what it do. This is not hair for ease. I don't think 4C hair is hair for ease unless you cut, shave it off, right? If you want an amount of hair on your head and you have the deep fours hair, there's no ease in it, right? So if you are a person who's embracing ease, you're gonna have to figure something out. Figure something out, right? Either sit in a chair and let somebody else do your hair for hours, cut it off, or just let it do what it do. Yeah, it's freeing. Yes, so the low cut is freeing. The thing about the low cut when I had it was that I didn't appreciate it, right? I cut my hair and then was expecting to grow it. When you have a low cut, appreciate it. It's the best time of your life. It's the best time of your life, right? Man, your hair is never going to look so good with such little effort ever again. Love it. Love on it. So Valerian, hi. I spend a lot of time on my hair and I cry about it sometimes. Fix that, right? I, I know. I know. But so my solution has been do as little as possible. And then but I know that there's going to be a time every so many weeks or months that I'm going to have to block off a lot of time to detangle my hair, right? If you're going to let your hair just do this and go get in the pool or go swim in the ocean, when it's time to detangle, I'm going to have a long block of time to do it. True heritage hair. Yeah, I hope it doesn't sound like I am talking bad about my hair. Because I think I look good. I think I've been clear on that. I've been clear on thinking I look good. I am a vain person, and I believe that I look good, okay? So, but I do understand that I have a type of hair that takes time and effort. And I'm not willing to put time and effort into it. That's it, right? So we got to everything, not just hair, everything that we are putting time and effort into that we resent, we have to find a workaround. For me, it was hair, right? Jobs. I had to find a workaround for jobs because I resented having to work. Mortgage payments, I resented having a mortgage payment. I'm now a house sitter, right? I believe we're going to find some solutions and not even workarounds. Workarounds makes it sound like you're cobbling things together, like a better solution, a solution that is better than the thing that you have to struggle with. We don't have to struggle with things. I'm not going to struggle with my hair. I'm not going to do it. Right? I'm not going to struggle with a job. I'm not going to struggle with mortgage nonsense. I'm not doing that. It's not for me. Some things are not for me. All right. How are we doing? It's not low maintenance. Yeah. If you don't like doing your hair, find another workaround, right? So I've seen plenty of women. This is not me endorsing relaxers. I don't know how safe they are for Black women. I don't know that a relaxer is a safe solution. But is straightening your hair, if it's not relaxing it, is straightening your hair a time-saving solution that's going to make you no longer look in the mirror and cry. If you're looking in the mirror and crying, fix that. Stop and fix it. I'm not looking in the mirror and crying, right? I'm not. So fix it. See Gretchen King, message and respond. Okay, King. Let me look for her. I don't see Gretchen. Oh, Gretchen King's. Oh, hi, Gretchen. Thank you for that. Hi, do you have enough time house sitting to get out and sightsee and explore the area? That's the whole point for me after attending to the duties. Will I have time to have fun? Absolutely. People understand that you're there to see their city and to roam around and explore. Absolutely. Sometimes they'll tell you where to go. Here are the hiking trails. Here's the whatever. Here are my favorite restaurants. Absolutely. This is one of the reasons I don't do puppy house sits, because you'll see the listings. There is a type of house sit where you need to be around a lot, right? Puppies, some farm animals have like more, stringent requirements. You don't hardly see like farm animals, but like horses and donkeys and stuff. Um, but but I don't take house sits where they're going to require me to do a lot. It's you're in charge of the house sits that you take and don't take. I've been fooling with this thing all day. So you're in charge of the house sits you take and don't take. So some people might have exorbitant requirements, right? I've seen houses where I'm like, this is a paid position, right? You need to hire someone, right? We run a bed and breakfast or an inn, and we want a house sitter who will come and maintain the inn while we're gone. That's a paid position. Right. We want someone to do gardening. In the UK, they call yard work gardening, right? Everything is gardening. Even if it's just cutting the grass, they call that gardening. I think, right? UK friends, am I right about that? Right. We want someone to do the gardening. To me, that should be paid. Now, you may find that exchange is perfectly acceptable. You may say, listen, this is a 3-month house sit. I'll perfectly fine cutting the grass. I don't do that. I don't like it. So I don't do it. So you see what they require and what the time requirement is, and you decide if it's going to work for you, right? You see the location and how remote is this house? How easy is it going to be for me to get to the stuff I want to see? Like I did the house that I did in Amsterdam was not in Amsterdam. It was in Amstelveen or something, and I had to get on a tram or trolley or whatever. Train, trolley to get to Amsterdam, right? So how convenient is it even? These are all questions that you need to ask and figure out for yourself before you accept that house sit. So yeah, ask some questions, right? Ask them if they, right, or you'll see in the listing. This is not a question you really need to ask, because you'll see in the listing what they want you to do. And then you decide if you're going to do it or not. If you don't want to, don't apply. I don't do puppy sits. Puppies are adorable, and I love to take pictures of pets. I love taking pictures of people's pets. But I don't do puppy sits because I don't want to. I don't want to have to be there every hour or 2 hours to get that puppy outside. Yeah, Black Culture Talks. I didn't see this particular one, but every now and then you see those. I'm like, this should be a paid position. I hope no one takes it. I always say that. But on the other hand, some things are fine for some people. Some people don't need money to live. Some people don't need money to live. They just want experiences, and this would be an experience for them. But yeah, every now and then you'll see one. Usually the ones that I see are like taking care of like an estate in Europe somewhere. Not me. That's a paid position. Someone should be paid for that. And on trusted house sitters, you cannot be paid. I do have people give me gifts, right? Gifts, but you cannot be paid. And so, yeah. Oh, Be Holistic says, don't go to Pollard's Mill. What country is Pollard's Mill? What country and what city? What country anyway? Tish Aglow. All right, so how do you feel about house sits where the host is asking the sitter to personally take care of the electric bill while they're gone? I've only seen one. They go away a lot, so I see their listing pop up all the time, but I only see one. They're in Mexico. So part of me is like, an electric bill in Mexico is like $10 a month. Or $10, really $10 for 2 months, because you pay your electric bill every 2 months in Mexico. $10 for every 2 months. Like, why are they being so stingy about this $10? Just pay the freaking electric bill. Just leave me 200 pesos to pay this electric bill, which is what most clients do, right? If you're going to be there long enough that you're going to have to pay bills, they just leave the cash. They know how much the bill is going to be. Leave the cash. Here's the money for the electric bill. Here's the money for, what else? Water? Yeah, right. So in Mexico, the electric bill is so inexpensive that, like, why are they nickel and diming this house sitter? To me, it sounds like they are devaluing the service that the house sitter is providing. Taking care of your pets for 2 months or whatever, is a significant service. The least you could do is cover the electric bill. On the other hand, I'm like, hey, it's a beach house sit for 2 months, and I know the electric bill is only going to be $10 a month, so it might be worth it. But they sound like jerks. It makes you sound, I think it makes you sound like a jerk, especially in a place where the electric bill is so inexpensive. Now here, electric bill, expensive. Every place I go, they tell me electricity is expensive, right? So like in a restaurant, you know how you go to a cafe or something and you plug in? They don't do that here. I worked from a place, I didn't really work there. I took my computer to a place a couple of days ago for breakfast. And no, you don't plug your laptop in. Electricity is expensive. Do that at home. Do that where you're paying, right? So I could see it in a more expensive place, but the only place I've ever seen it was in Mexico with that one family. And like, seriously? So my opinion on it, I wouldn't tell someone not to do it. I wouldn't tell a house sitter not to take that house sit. Because, right, if it's a nice house sit in a nice house in a nice area and you want to be there, $10 a month for an electric bill is not going to break you. I just don't like the way it looks, the optics of it from the client's point of view. Adelia says electricity is subsidized in Mexico. Once usage reaches a certain level, you use the subsidy. Yeah. So all they have to say is, hey, don't run the air conditioner with the door open, right? Like, I don't know. No, through Trusted House Sitters, you do not get paid. Trusted House Sitters house sits are unpaid. You get free accommodation. I'm talking about them leaving money to pay bills, right? They always, if it's a house sit that's more than a month, they're going to leave you money to pay the bill if it's time for that bill to come in. I've only had these long house sits in Mexico. I don't think I've done a long house sit anywhere else. UK, no. US, definitely not. I've never done a really long. In Tampa. So in Tampa, I was there for the whole summer. I guess they just paid their bills online. I don't know. But in Mexico, only place I've had them leave money to pay bills is in Mexico. And they just leave it, right? You know how approximately what your water bill is every month. And again, like, seriously, it's a $10 water bill for 2 months or something like that, So no, you don't get paid through Trusted House Sitters. You get free accommodation. Angela. Hey, Angela. My daughter started house sitting in September. She's a digital nomad and just needs the internet to work. That's right. Where did I stop off? Been all around the U.S. at this point. Oh, and just got back from the U.K. on Monday. Oh, when we met on Christmas, she was house sitting. I think she was house sitting that week that we got together at Christmas. We had a meetup during Christmas time in the DMV. Oh, that's awesome. Got back from the UK on Monday. Yeah, UK is house sitting central. You can find a good house sit, right? And you can find a good house sit in a house that you would pay to stay in, right? That's my standard, basically, for house sits. Would I pay to stay in this house? And most of the time, in the UK, you can find those. You can find those. Like, if this was an Airbnb, would I book it? That's wonderful. Yeah, freedom. If you have some freedom, if your laptop is all you need to make money, house sitting is wonderful for you. If you don't need to make money for a while, house sitting is wonderful for you. If you are on vacation, house sitting is wonderful for you. Yeah, I would love to talk. I keep saying I would love to do it, and I'm not doing it. But I would love to talk to teachers specifically about house sitting, because house sitting is tailor-made for them, right? You got the summers off. You've got the house sitter season. Summer is also house sitter season. I know I say it's always house sitter season, but summer is also house sitter season, right? So like, house sit. Y'all should be house sitting. Teachers should be out here house sitting. Is a house sit taken if the listing disappears? Yes. Yes. Either it's taken or they're not going, right? They may have canceled the trip or whatever. Yes. So if the listing disappears, it's no longer available. But keep your alert on so that you can catch the next one. On the flip side, I have my phone here. Didn't I say my phone was in the bedroom and I had my phone in my hand? Oh, they're sending housekeeping again. Housekeeping came last time I was live. No, she just came actually. Didn't housekeeping just come yesterday? Let me tell them this. Hold on. I'm sorry. One more thing, and then maybe we'll wrap it up. So we're going to wrap it up. If you have questions, yesterday was Friday. I think they came on Thursday, though. So they don't need to come today. Being here has been pretty convenient in terms of internet service. I'm switching gears, right? Being here in the Caribbean has been pretty good in terms of internet service. But my videos, I've had like problems with every video since I've been in the Caribbean, I feel like. So it's been hit or miss. Some of the problems were caused by me, like a video with Alicia where I'm outside and it was windy, and then I had to move to another location, and then I got lightheaded and almost passed out. Like that's all on me. And then here, yet last week, housekeeping came in the middle of the call, and I couldn't figure out how to tell her that this was live on YouTube. So I haven't rewatched the video. Usually I rewatch my videos, but when I know I did something bad, I don't usually rewatch them. That's me, right? And I know in that video, you can see me trying to figure out how to explain to her when she was back here doing the stuff over sweeping and mopping and stuff. I'm trying to explain to her that I'm live on YouTube, and if she doesn't want to be on YouTube, she should move over because this is a video, a live stream. And I can't figure out how to say it in Spanish, which is how I communicate here because they speak a lot of different languages, but she didn't speak English. So there were two housekeepers who came, one spoke English and one didn't. The one who was here didn't speak English. And so I just couldn't get it together. So we've just had a lot of problems. We've had a lot of problems. I'll probably be back in Delaware around the end of April, I think. So I know I can stay here till April 22nd. So I may leave again. I mean, I may leave then, and I may try to extend. I don't know. I'll probably go because it's getting expensive. Expensive season. Prices have continued to rise here. I thought after Easter they would fall back for Airbnb prices, but because I'm like, who comes to the Caribbean in May? But apparently people do. So there's no discount, so I may just go home where it's free. So anyway, I just videos have been hit or miss. The content has been amazing. I think these videos have been amazing. The videos I've made this year, the women I've talked to this year have been on point. I'm still hearing back, right? I still get emails. Thank you for that video. Or when I do a coaching call, women bring up the videos that we did. I've done wonderful work. I'm really proud of the work, but I have done things to make the videos like distracting, So I need to fix that. I do need to fix that. I joke about the live streams being unpredictable and me being not organized, but like I could fix some of that. I could work on some of that. But yeah, so we've had some issues. Last week it was me like I couldn't move my computer. I couldn't move my computer because I needed to be plugged in and the internet is best here. And I had 4 women, right? 4 of us on the live stream. So I needed to be where I knew I was going to get the bestest internet. But I also wanted to let her know that I'm like, you are on YouTube. I don't know if I had just said YouTube maybe, but then I can't mute on Ecamm Live. All of my guests can mute, but I can't mute. I don't think. I don't know how to. Anyway, there's no way for me to mute. So it was just like, I couldn't figure things out. Anyway, I don't really know why that popped in my mind. Oh, because of the Airbnb thing. That popped in my mind, but that's what's going on. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your kindness. I'm really proud of the videos that we've made, right? We've made some wonderful videos this year. We've had some amazing conversations. And you guys are forming community. I know you guys are meeting up. I know you are. Without me. I know y'all are. Making friends and stuff. Katrina and Missy, I know y'all are being friends without me. Whatever. I know. But I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that. I'm really glad about it. Okay. Julie asks, I have a 4-year plan. Would love London. Local houses to start. Very good. Yeah, London is a place where you can book houses, right? If you can't, in Australia, London and like, I don't know, the Australia that is like from Melbourne and Sydney, and also up into Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, that area. Yes, I got so lightheaded. This is another thing. So I've watched the replay of Alicia's video. This was with Alicia Renice talking about Black excellence versus RV life, right? It was another wonderful conversation. Alicia has a YouTube channel, so I don't feel so bad because I know that people get good info from Alicia on the internet. They know that it wasn't her fault that that things went left in the video. But yes, I almost passed out. I just closed the video by just closing my laptop. I just shut my laptop and put my head down. I was like this close. My ears, I don't know if you've ever passed out. I've only done it. I almost passed out also once in the Army during basic training. The first day of basic training, I was dehydrated, and your ears, you start to feel like you're underwater. And my ears were doing that thing, not quite ringing, but like that thing. And I was like, I got like 10 seconds. I just shut my laptop. So I've watched the replay, but every time we get to like the 2 minutes left mark, I just exit out. I can't. I will never see that. I will never watch that whole part. But I was just like, I gotta go. But it was all good. YouTube Success Challenge. Next YouTube Success Challenge is happening April. Let me get my calendar. I'm going to say 18th. Yes, 18th through 22nd. If you want to join the YouTube Success Challenge, you need to get on the wait list today at vicarious.com/challenge. I'm going to open it up so that you can actually register in a few days. So no one's registered for the challenge yet. I'm going to open up 80 slots. Last time we did 80 and it was a good sized crowd. Before I've had 300 in the challenge. I've had 101 in the challenge. That was a little bit much. So we're knocking this down to 80 people max. So yeah, the 5-day challenge works through how to teach YouTube's algorithm who they should be suggesting you to, right? When you watch a YouTube video and then YouTube suggests someone else to you afterwards, that's the algorithm doing its job. It's a recommendation engine. It's got data. It knows you. YouTube knows you. They know what you like. So you have to teach YouTube who you're for. So YouTube will go and bring you there. All of you are subscribers to this YouTube channel because at some point the algorithm was like, I think you would like Stephanie Perry's YouTube channel. Yeah, that's how it works. Except for Rashida. Hi, Rashida. Rashida, who already knew me. I think and my mom, most of you are here because the YouTube algorithm was like, oh, you like this? I think you'll like this, okay? And so the challenge teaches you how to tell the algorithm who you're for so that it can go out and do its job. YouTube is the only platform out there that will go and bring you people, will bring you subscribers, will bring you viewers. Instagram's not doing that for you, except for maybe Reels. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure if Reels does that or not. But a regular Instagram post, Instagram stories, not doing that for you. Twitter, not doing that for you. Podcast platform, not doing that for you. YouTube does that for you. And so we work through that in the YouTube Success Challenge. You can sign up for the challenge at vicarious.com/challenge. No, you can get on the wait list. The sign up is not up yet, but I'll have it up any day now. Vicarious/challenge. Vicarious.com/challenge. So get on the wait list and then open your email. Two-step process. Get on the wait list, and then when I email you and say the challenge is open that email and register for the challenge. It's not a free challenge because it comes with group coaching. It comes with my time, right? You get coaching from me. It's not a free challenge, but it's a challenge that'll teach you how to talk to YouTube. We're about to hit 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. And I've been making videos since June of 2019. So we're not at 3 years yet because the algorithm gets who I'm for. And it's like, hey, you want to watch this video? You want to watch this other video? Right? That's YouTube going to work for me and bringing the money. All right. Okay. I think we've done everything we came to do. We talked about house sitting. If you're new and you've missed the house sitting conversation, when we end, just go scrub back to the middle. Go back to the beginning of the video. We covered house sitting in the beginning. We've gone a few different directions, but we did that. Yes. Hey, Missy. Speaking of people meeting up without me, the marathon video was incredible and so inspiring. These ladies are handling their business all around the world. It was a must watch. Don't forget your snacks. Yes, Missy's talking about the video on the Exodus Summit Facebook page. So Exodus Summit now has its own Facebook page. No, Exodus Summit now has its own YouTube channel. And I spelled it wrong. EXODUS Summit on YouTube. I don't have the exact link. I'm sorry. I don't know that we've changed it. Oh, we may have changed it to youtube.com/Exodus Summit. But now that I think about it. Okay, so we now have our own YouTube channel, and we have a big behemoth of a video where we interviewed 12 Black women about their own career breaks, their own sabbaticals, their own bopping around the world time. And it's a wonderful video. It's long, okay? So you're going to watch it, and then you're going to stop it, and then you're going to come back and watch it again a few days later, and you're going to stop it, okay? It's going to take some time to finish that video, but watch it. It's wonderful. Yes, 100K subscriber party on deck. Probably next Saturday. I do have a guest scheduled for next Saturday, but because I don't know about the internet in the place I'm moving to, I shouldn't say this here without telling her, but I'm probably going to change the date. Yeah. So I think next Saturday we'll just do a 100K subscriber party. Y'all down with that? Bring your drinks, bring your cocktails, or whatever. It's going to be 10 o'clock in the morning, so do what you want. It's 10 a.m. Right? So I will have some drinks. My guest and I will have some drinks, and my guest will be here, and we'll have a little party. Yeah, I think I'm going to change because I don't want to repeat what happened with Alicia's video with next week's video. Next week's video is also a video that's going to do really well on YouTube. You know, like there are some videos that you already know are going to do really well on YouTube. And so I think I'm going to need to change her, which I shouldn't tell you before I tell her, but I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah, so I think next week, instead of the video that I have planned, I think we'll do our 100K party, okay? Mimosas all around. I think I might try to repeat the Bellini. That Bellini was a good choice. The peach juice, we did a little party for my birthday. Was that the last time I had Bellinis on YouTube? Last time I got drunk on YouTube, I think was the Bellini thing. Let me try again. Ebony says my link's not working. Hold on, Ebony. Let me see. It's vicarious.com/challenge. Bing, bong, bonk. Vicarious.com/challenge. Let's see. How did I do? I'm pretty sure this is it. Vicarious.com/challenge. I'm pretty sure. Okay. This is where you go to sign up for the YouTube Success Challenge waitlist. Yeah, and then you have to register for it separately in a few days. I'm going to open it up soon. I'll send out emails when I'm ready for you to register for it. We had to change the dates. We had to get clear on the dates. Clarice and I had to get clear on when our dates were going to be. Okay, yeah, we'll do a party. My birthday is July 5, so we'll be in Cancun partying on my birthday. But we'll do a live stream on next Saturday. Just a little party. Just a little get together. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll celebrate 100K of us. Can you believe that? Can you believe it? All right. Speaking of the YouTube challenge, right? Like I started this channel for 8 women, right? I've named them before. 8 women who I thought, you know what? I would like her to quit her job. Oh, one of them quit her job this week. Finally. Finally, she did it. I mean, I've been wanting this woman to stop working for the longest time. Like, you need a break. You need a break. She has worked and gone to school and worked and gone to school since I've known her for 22 years, right? She's gone from pharmacy technician to nurse practitioner, right? She's made the rise. She's risen. But she's also worked and put a kid through school, done all of the things. I'm like, child, take a break. So She about to take a break. I'm so excited, right? So anyway, I started the channel because I had some info and I wanted to share the info. And I figured if I knew 8 women who I wanted to share it with, maybe I knew 80 or 800. So here we are, almost about to be 100K strong. I'm super excited about that. I'm very proud of that. If you're waiting to get started on something, get started. If you're waiting because you think you need to perfect whatever, I hope I have modeled for you that you don't need to be perfect. You don't even really need to know what you're doing when you get started. You learn as you go. It's okay to learn. Practice in public. It's okay to practice in public. YouTube is a place where people are used to you practicing in public. And if someone comes on like haiku, someone comes on and is like, you're doing it this way, you should be doing it that way. You say, hey, listen, this is how I'm going to do things, okay? I do things this way over here. Yeah, we're going to, I don't wait. Don't wait. So this YouTube channel has changed my life. We've talked about how house sitting has changed my life. This YouTube channel has changed my life. You don't have, it doesn't, YouTube doesn't have to be your thing, but whatever your thing is, let's make some progress on it. Find an accountability partner and work on it. My Patreon patrons have done a wonderful job of being accountability partners. They do, like, they get together without me because I can't. I don't have that kind of time, right? They get together, the Patreon ladies, and do accountability sessions of their own. The YouTube community, YouTube Success Society, we're about to start implementing accountability sessions there as well, because it really is, it does make the difference. So if you have something that you're working on, set out your plan, your path, and then get some accountability partners. Get somebody in there to be on your side, okay? You don't have to keep waiting. All right, that's it, that's it. The 12 o'clock bells are going off. I don't know, can y'all hear that? Every hour I'm by the church, the bells go off and they play a song. So that says it's time to go. Okay. Okay, Jessica J says blend it. Blend the, why? Because of the raspberries. Okay. Okay. I didn't blend mine. Okay. Ebony, I'm trying to start a spiritual business. It speaks to me deeply. You have to understand it doesn't have to be perfect. If perfection is your concern, your issue, you're fighting a losing battle. Because when is it going to be perfect? When? You are putting so much on you. I've never had a struggle with perfectionism. I don't know if you can tell. It's never been my struggle. I struggle to coach people who have that issue. I'll be like, just do it. My coaching for perfectionists is just like, just get over it. Not the most helpful coaching, but you need to find somebody who can coach you through that, right? If that's your thing, get over it. Get over it. One thing I do know is that my YouTube channel has changed somebody's life. And imagine if I was still talking about starting it. Imagine, right? If I was still thinking about starting it, planning it, researching it, instead of just turning on the camera and go. Okay, this is a whole different conversation. But yeah. Done, not perfect. Yes, do it. Just do it. That's my advice for perfectionists. It's not super helpful. So y'all have to find somebody who can coach you through that. Seriously. A coach, a therapist, a counselor, a support system, an accountability partner. Find somebody who can coach you through that. Because anything is possible. Anything is possible, but you have to put some effort. You have to do it. You have to get started and keep going. Start, continue. Start and then continue. That's it. That's it. Start, continue. Learn as you go. It's okay. It really is okay to practice in public. It really is. I know we get told to practice in private. Don't let people see what you're doing, but it's okay to practice in public. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what opportunities will present themselves because you let people know that you do this thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yes. Hey, Twin Mommy Janice, I came after watching your interview with Cinnamon Driven Spice. Yes. Yes, so that's another thing. So I think there are 3 things that you do to grow a YouTube channel. 1 is teach the algorithm who you're for. 2, collaborate with other YouTubers or other content creators, other people with an audience. And then 3 is ads, which I don't do. just because I don't know how to. It is a thing. It is legit. It's a legit way to grow, right? But those are the three things that I know to grow, that for growth. Yes, indeed. All right. What recording do you use? You know that I use my laptop. Hi, Missy. You know I'm on my laptop. Sometimes I use my iPhone 7 Plus. For some of my pre-recorded videos, I'm on the iPhone 7 Plus, but all of my live streams are from my laptop, my MacBook Air. Yeah. I don't have a camera. I don't have a real camera. When I told, so yeah, okay. If you want to leave, it's okay, right? I know it's been over 2 hours. Thank you for coming. Okay. Uh, but yeah, so I put in my budget. I told myself once my channel starts making enough money, I want to buy this camera. I picked out the Canon G7 Mark III. That's a popular vlogging camera. It's a popular camera with YouTubers. So I was like, I want this Canon G7 Mark III. At the time, it was $750. So I was like, when my channel has made $1,500, I will buy this. My channel now makes about $1,500 a week. I still haven't bought the camera. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to. Yes. Wow, time flies. Didn't realize it was. It's noon. Time flies, y'all. Y'all be on here just chatting, right? Just talking. I'm gonna blame it on you, not on me. Good. I'm glad, Savvy Soldier. Keep going. Savvy Soldier was in the YouTube challenge. She says, YouTube challenge helped me triple my viewers and growing subscribers. Good. Keep going. Keep going. The algorithm is on your side. YouTube is on your side. They have a vested interest in making sure that people watch your videos. Yeah. So keep going. There's a point. Growth on YouTube is not linear, so it's not like, oh, I'm going to grow by this and this. It's kind of a hockey stick, right? You start out, you keep going, and then kaboom, right? Everybody hits the kaboom when they get in long enough and teach the algorithm, talk to the algorithm, and collaborate. Those are the things. Oh, I'm on Ecamm Live for the live streams. I use Ecamm Live. Some people like StreamYard. Rashida uses StreamYard. I think Adelia also uses StreamYard. I've never used StreamYard for myself, so I don't have a comparison. I use Ecamm Live because it was the first one I used, right? And you know, I'm not going to take the time to try another one if this one's already working. Okay. I did upgrade my phone. I bought myself a new phone. I just haven't used it yet. I have a new iPhone because the camera is so good, but I just don't want to deal with it. I have too many emails. So y'all know we did the declutter challenge and I didn't do well. I have 10,003 unread emails. I have 28 text messages, 10,000 emails, 15 voice messages. I don't want to take this over to, let's see how many pictures. Now that I've extended my Airbnb, I got all the time in the world to do nothing. So I'm sorry, y'all. We will wrap this up soon. 14,000 pictures. I don't want to take this to a new phone. I don't want to take this to a new phone. So I want to get this fixed, get these things off of my phone. I want to delete these emails before I start with a new phone. I want that new phone to have a new life. So I have it. It's just I haven't taken it out of the box yet. Okay. Oh, were you? I'm telling you, I haven't seen it. I know it was bad. I know it was bad. Nobody texted me, I don't think, immediately after. Like my mom, I don't think my mom was watching live. Nobody said, girl, what happened? So I was like, maybe it wasn't that bad. And then I was like, no, it was bad. I was sweating profusely and off balance. And I was just like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. And I just shut the laptop. Poor Alicia. And then Alicia immediately went on a retreat for her birthday slash, just a retreat on her own out into the cabin in the woods by herself. She's talked about that on her YouTube channel. And so she didn't hear my apology. So for a week or so, she's thinking I just closed my laptop and just because I was done with her. I don't know if she even noticed how abruptly, she had to have noticed. She had to have noticed how abruptly I ended that thing. It wasn't like this. Like right now, This is me ending a video. This is how I normally end a video. Instead, I was just like, okay, thank you, bye. I gotta go. I gotta go. I know I was saying, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. It was bad. It was bad. It was just a combination of me being hot and dehydrated and had not eaten. I ate dinner the night before, but I just hadn't eaten, and it was afternoon. It was like 1 p.m. by the time we finished. And whew, I was just done. No. Okay, let's do some live decluttering. Y'all want to do some decluttering together? Should we do it here or over on Patreon? I have 90,000 emails. Let's do some live email decluttering. So a woman called Amy Landino says, look, highlight every email that is 30 days old or more and archive it. If they need you, they will respond. Every unread email that is more than 90 days old, select, I think she might have said 30 days. Select them all. Hit the archive button. Get rid of them in one fell swoop. I'm afraid to do that for no particular reason. It's not like I get so many emails like with money. It's not like I have a lot of money emails in my inbox. But that's what she said to do. Maybe we'll do a live decluttering session sometime coming up. It's been a while since we've done one. Yeah. Okay. So the thing that I haven't done, I hope you're still here. I did see a super chat pop up. Thank you, Cece, for this super chat. Okay. So I'll put this super chat money towards the sabbatical fund. Black women will put their life on hold if their hair doesn't look good. It's a shame. It is a shame. It is a shame. And it's something that people know. I told my friend Katrina this story the other day, how when I was at work in 2007 or 8, maybe 2008, I was talking about going on a vacation somewhere, and my neighbor was John. He sat next to me, white guy named John. And I said, yeah, I want to go swimming, but I don't want to get my hair wet. And he said, the black woman's dream. I was like, how does he know? He's a white dude he did not have a black partner, wife, whatever. Like and he was like 22 years old, right? Like, how does he know that? But he knew that hair was a thing with black women. And he knew we did not want to get our hair wet. He knew that we made our life plans based around our hair. So I try not to do that anymore. I've done it, and I still do it. When my hair looks really good, right? If I do a really good, like a roller set or whatever, twist out, Bantu knot out, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to get sweaty, right? I still do it. Even after talking about how much I don't want to do things with my hair. I'm still like that, but a whole lot less than before. Yes, I can share the link to the Exodus group. Yes, and the Patreon. So I try not to do it as much. I think I'm much better. Than before. My hair is no longer much of a priority, but there are still days when I'm like, well, I don't want to, I've been walking 2 days in a row, but it's not going to be day 3 because I don't want to mess up my hair. I just took my twists out. I don't want to mess up my hair. I still do that. I have the link to the Exodus Facebook group here. Okay, so Exodus Summit Facebook group is a Facebook group for Black women planning a sabbatical or a move abroad or some digital nomad time to bop around the world. Black women only. If you ask to join the group and you don't get approved, it's because we don't have any way of knowing if you're a Black woman. We do decline people. We decline requests because sometimes men request to join, right? Because they don't have this outlet. They don't have a resource. And sometimes, I just lost my link. And then sometimes women who are married to, or people who are married to Black people request to join, thinking that they're going to be approved. And we don't approve those requests. And so if you're having a hard time getting into the Exodus Summit Facebook group, you're going to need to do something. If you want to get in, you're going to need to, you're going to need to create a temporary. You're going to, for a little bit of time, you're going to need to put your picture up. Some of you have such strict walls, right? With no photo of you. It's just that silhouette. We can't see anything on your profile because we're not already friends. And so you're not getting into the Exodus Summit Facebook group. It's just, it has to be that way. It has to be that way. If you've ever been on this live stream when white men are here, you'll see why it has to be that way. We have to keep the strict lock on the group. And so we only approve people if we can see that you're a Black woman. Okay? So that might be what's happening if you're having a hard time getting in the group. There are 3 of us who approve you, 3 of us who go through at different times. So reaching out and saying, hey, I applied and I'm not, hey, I requested to join and I'm not being approved is not going to be super helpful because, you know, at different times it could be either one of us doing it, moderating. So if you can, put your photo up, even if it's just for a minute, even if it's just for the day, I'd say for the day. Most people who have a photo up get approved within a day. If you cannot put your photo up, you're gonna have to figure something out. Or not, right? Or not. All right, so this is how you join the Exodus Summit Facebook group for Black women planning a sabbatical, move abroad, or digital nomad life. ExodusSummit.com/community. Or you can just go on Facebook, Facebook.com/groups/Exodus Summit. All right, and then my Patreon, become a patron. Okay, so my Patreon is putting, every month we put money, or you know how Patreon works. It's a monthly commitment, a monthly membership, and that money goes to the Vicarian Sabbatical Fund, where we are sending a Black woman on sabbatical. Our first recipient will be Maisha Francis. So that's where the Patreon money goes. So if you want to join my Patreon, join me at patreon.com/vicarious. We've gotten together every month so far. So I don't have a date on the calendar. I'm laughing because I don't have a date on the calendar for April, but we'll do something in April. But we just had our March get together. Okay. Okay. Thank you, friends, for the super chat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for asking your questions. Thank you for answering people's questions. Thank you for sharing and giving and communicating and being so helpful with each other. I appreciate you guys. And I'm so glad that you're here. And I can't wait for our party next week. I can't wait. I'm excited. Yeah. If I don't know. I don't have any other plans besides having drinks. I don't know. Maybe we could do something. I don't know. I don't know what we could do on a party. I don't know what people do on live stream parties. All I ever see people do is just talking. And we already do that. Okay. So I'll see you guys next Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern for our party. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you for coming in. If you have more house sitting questions, I have lots of house sitting videos. Go to one of the shorter pre-recorded videos. It has the questions, the answers to the questions that you have. All right. Bye, guys.